నేను మాత్రం మా ఇద్దరు పిల్లల్ని క్వాలిటీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అందించే ఉల్లంపర్రు మాంటిసోరీ స్కూల్లో మాత్రమే చదివిస్తాను. ఇలా అన్నీ ఉన్న చోట మన పిల్లల్ని చదివిస్తేనే వాళ్ళకి మంచి భవిష్యత్తు ఉంటుంది.
నాకు అన్ని నెంబర్ 1 కావాలి. అందుకే నా పెద్ద మనవరాల్ని అన్ని వసతులతో క్వాలిటీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అందిస్తున్న స్కూల్లోనే జాయిన్ చేశాను.
ఏ స్కూల్ సార్ అది?
ఉల్లంపర్రు మాంటిసరీ స్కూల్. క్వాలిటీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ లో నెంబర్ 1, కల్చరల్ యాక్టివిటీస్ లో నెంబర్ 1, స్పోర్ట్స్ లో నెంబర్ 1, క్యాంపస్ లో నెంబర్ 1.
అది
మీ పిల్లల బంగారు భవిష్యత్తుకు మాది బాధ్యత.
Good morning students, this is Annamis. Today our topic is from chemistry part. This topic is very important not only for 10th, for coming to your higher any graduation you will take or any PG we want to specialize regarding the science. It will take very important role. This chapter is carbon, its compounds. Coming to our 10th also it is very weightage topic. Okay students, coming to the carbon, its compounds. 118 elements, you know it. In our periodic table there is 118. Whole our universe is made up of these 118 elements. Out of 118 elements, in our 10th, why you are reading about carbon, its compounds. What is the importance of carbon? Means carbon will form infinite number of compounds. That is the specialty of carbon. Students, whatever in our surroundings, morning we eat the food, rice, potato, oils, fats, sugars, these are all carbon compounds only. And whatever clothes we wear, it is also carbon compounds. Whatever the vehicles we are running, those all vehicles run with petrol and diesel, it is also carbon compounds. And also, today our government running alcohols. So alcohols, you know it, beer, wine and local alcohol, Sara, Natu Sara, Gudumba, Ikka Sara, these are also carbon compounds. And whatever drugs you will take it, tonics, medicines, paracetamol, crocin, these are also carbon compounds. So 90% in our surrounding are all the carbon compounds. Okay students, so before going to the carbon compounds, let us go to about the carbon. Coming to the carbon, you all know students, the atomic number, the symbol of the carbon is C and its atomic number is 6. Means atomic number means number of electrons or number of protons. And coming to the atomic mass is 12, means sum of the number of protons plus number of neutrons. The sum of the number of protons and neutrons is the atomic mass. So carbon atomic mass is 12. So after knowing atomic number, after knowing the atomic mass, then we will write the electronic configuration. Coming to the electronic configuration of the carbon, 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. Yes or no? So this is the ground state configuration. So this is the atomic structure of the carbon. See the carbon nucleus, it consisting of 6 protons and neutrons. And these are electrons. Where the electrons will locate? The electrons are placed in orbits. So, it carbon atom here 2 orbits, in first orbit and second orbit. First orbit we call it as the inner orbit and the second orbit is the outermost orbit. So, in the carbon, the first orbit consisting of how many electrons? 2 electrons. Outermost orbit how many electrons? 4 electrons. So, students, this is the ground state configuration. The ground state configuration is 1s2, 2s2 and 2p2. After writing the configuration, here you are showing, I am showing the arrangement of electrons in the orbits. First orbit 2 electrons, second orbit 4 electrons. But coming to our chemical bonding lesson, how we find the valence electrons? Valence electrons means the number of electrons present in the outermost orbit. Here which is the outermost orbit? This is the outermost orbit. How many electrons here? 4 electrons. So the carbon valence electrons are 4. Number of electrons present in the outermost orbit, it is the valence electrons. Now the carbon valence electrons how many? 4. So if carbon valence electrons 4 means its valence is also 4. So valence electrons 4, valency 4. Now what is the placement of carbon in the periodic table? Yeah. See, here it is in the differentiating electron entering into the second orbit. So, in the periodic table, its position in which period? Yeah, second period. And which group? Valence electrons 4. That's why its placement in the group is 4th group or 14th group. By this we will conclude carbon is the non-metal. Yes, sir, it is completely right side of the periodic table. So, the placement, the address of the carbon in the periodic table is second period and 4A or 14th group. Okay. Now, according to the octet rule, what is the octet rule will says? The outermost orbit consisting of 8 electrons, it will have the more stability. Our carbon consisting of only 4 electrons. And also where the carbon located between two inert gases, two noble gases, helium and neon. Yes or no? The carbon is placed between two noble gases, that is between helium and neon. To attain helium's configuration, the carbon lose 4 electrons. To attain neon configuration, carbon gain 4 electrons. Why it will lose, why it will gain means it have to form the compound, it want to form molecule, or it want to combine with another element, it will form the bond. So, coming to chemical bonding, the bond formations are mainly two types. One is the ionic bond and another one is the covalent bond. Coming to the ionic bond means loss of electrons or gain of electrons to attain the octet configuration except helium. So, to attain the stability, for that purpose, our carbon, it will form, now you only say, you have to say it will form ionic bond or it will form covalent bond. Coming to the ionic bond, carbon have to lose 4 electrons to attain the helium configuration. By that, losing loss of electrons, what will form? Cation will form. So, C, to form the cation by losing of electrons, C will form plus 4. It by loss of electrons, it will attain positive sum. This is called as the carbon cation. Is it possible? See ma, carbon have to lose 1 electron, it need energy. It have to lose loss of 1 electron, it need energy. Carbon here to lose how many electrons? It have to lose 4 electrons. 1 electron it need energy, second electron it has some more energy, third electron to lose means some more energy it will need, but carbon is very small atom, so that much energy it will not get, so that's why carbon will not lose the electrons, so it will not form the cation. Now, it have to gain 4 electrons to attain which configuration? Yeah, neon configuration. So, carbon to gain 4 electrons, how it will get it? See here, 6 protons holding 6 electrons. 6 protons positive charge holding 6 electrons. If it will gain 10 electrons, the 6 protons will not hold 10 electrons. That's why carbon will not form anion. Gaining of electrons, it will get negative charge, that's we call it as the anion. So carbon will not form cation, it will not form anion. So completely carbon will not form the ionic bond. So what is the another bond? Yeah, that is the covalent bond. Carbon, covalent bond. How the covalent bond will form? By sharing of electrons. Carbon to share how many electrons? 4. Are you clear? According to its valency 4, carbon have to share 4 electrons. That's why we call it as the tetravalency. We call it as the carbon has the tetravalency. That's why it will form multiple bonds. Are you clear? Infinite number of bonds the carbon will form. Okay, student. Okay, students. Before go, so carbon has the tetravalency. One more thing I have to remember here. In 180 elements, carbon is one side and remaining all elements are one side. Now, carbon according to its tetravalency, how many bonds it will form? 4 bonds. How it will form 4 bonds means actually the ground state configuration of the carbon. See here the ground state configuration is 1s2, 2s, 1s2 completely filled. This orbital is paired and here 2s2. This orbital is also paired and here 2p2. According to Hund's rule, 2px1, 2py1 and 2pz1 is completely empty. Okay, this is the ground state configuration of the carbon. When we will give the energy, when we supply the energy to the carbon, then the carbon promote the electron from s orbital to p orbital and make 4 unpaired orbitals. See, 2s, 2px, 2p1, 2pz. So 4 unpaired orbitals. Due to this 4 unpaired orbitals, it will form 4 bonds. So carbon will form 4 covalent bonds. So those covalent bonds, how it will form means, see here, the carbon will form single bonds with 4 hydrogen atoms, or single bonds with 4 chlorine atoms, or single bonds with 4 carbon atoms, and 4 single bonds it will form. And in covalent bond, already we discussed, 2 elements will combine by sharing, 2 atoms will combine by sharing of 1 electron, it is the single bond. The molecule formed by combining of atoms, sharing of 2 electrons, that is the double bond, sharing of 3 electrons, that is the triple bond. Here also carbon will form single bond, double bond and triple bond. See here, it will form 4 single bonds with hydrogen, and it will form 1 double bond and 2 single bonds. It will form 2 double bonds, it will form 1 triple bond and 1 single bond. Are you clear? So carbon has the capability of forming 4 single bonds, double bonds, only double bonds, and also triple bond. Okay. See students, this carbon will form 4 single bonds with hydrogen. Are you clear? What is the valency electron of the hydrogen? Yeah, 1s1 is the valency orbital of the hydrogen. 1s1 is the valency orbital of hydrogen. So all hydrogen atoms will say s orbital electrons. But here carbon will say s orbital electron, px, py, pz orbital electrons. See here, that already according to our molecular diagram, we will arrange the electrons. How we will arrange the electrons? Which consisting of lowest energy, it will occupy the place. The orbit or orbital which consisting of lower energy, the electron will occupy that orbital. Here the s orbital energy is slightly less, 2s orbital energy is slightly less than 2p orbital energy, and also its shapes also different. Yes or no? S orbital shape is spherical, p orbital shape is dumbbell. So here the carbon is not sharing equal energy orbital electrons to hydrogen. Here 4 hydrogen atoms sharing s orbital electrons, but carbon is not sharing equal orbital energy to all hydrogen atoms. So for this, to make these orbitals combine, remix their energy, redistribute, after that they will form new orbitals. Those new orbitals consisting of equal energy and same shape, those that is system we call it as the hybridization. This hybridization successfully discussed by the scientist Linus Pauling. So students, hybridization means mixing of orbitals. How they will mix means, the orbitals will mix and redistribute their energy. By that we will get the new orbitals. The new orbitals consisting of same energy and same shape. So this is successfully explained by the scientist Linus Pauling. Okay, hybridization, this system we call it the hybridization. So the carbon undergo the hybridization. How many types hybridizations carbon undergo means, the carbon will undergo 3 types of hybridizations. One is sp3, sp2 and sp. Now I will explain. Okay students, carbon undergo 3 types of hybridizations, that is sp3 hybridization, sp2 hybridization and sp hybridization. Coming to sp3 hybridization, see here, 1 s orbital and 3 p orbitals undergoing hybridization. How we see? Yes, 1 s orbital and 3 orbitals remixing their energy and they are redistributing. By that the new hybrid orbitals will form, that is s, 2s, 2px, 2py, 2pz, consisting of same energy and same shape. Coming to the sp3 hybridization, the example is methane. The example is the methane. You know the methane formula? CH4 means carbon will combine with 4 hydrogen atoms. So now carbon undergoing sp3 hybridization, it will get 4 hybrid orbitals, that those are 1s and 3p hybrid orbitals. Now how it will overlap means, carbon overlap with hydrogen by sp3. Yes, hydrogen valence orbital is yes, and carbon overlap orbitals is sp3. So sp3s, sp3s, like that it will form 4 overlaps with sigma bond. Okay, end-on-end overlap we call it as the sigma bond. It is very strong bond. So methane is the example for the sp3 hybridization. By that the bond angle is 109 degrees 28 minutes and which will go under the sp3 hybridization. Those structure is tetrahedral. Its structure is tetrahedral and the bond angle is 109 degrees 28 seconds and 28 minutes and it will form 5 bonds, that why it is so strong. So this is about sp3 hybridization of carbon. Next the carbon undergo next hybridization, that is sp2 hybridization. Coming to sp2 hybridization, carbon will remix one s orbital and two p orbitals. sp2 means one s and two p orbitals, px and py. And this pz will not participate in the hybridization. It will exist lonely. It will form lonely bond. Okay. So in sp2 hybridization, how many hybrid orbitals are there? 3 hybrid orbitals. Those are 2s, 2px and 2py. So 2pz will not participate in the hybridization. But this example is ethene, or we call it as ethylene. The formula of ethylene is C2H4. Means 2 carbon atoms combining with 4 hydrogen atoms. 2 carbon atoms combining with 4 hydrogen atoms. Okay students, coming to sp2 hybridization, how many orbitals? Hybrid orbitals, 1s and 2p hybrid orbitals. For this sp2 hybridization of carbon, the example is ethene. Ethene is also called as ethylene. Its chemical formula is C2H4. Okay, see here 2 carbon atoms and 4 hydrogen atoms. These two, in this carbon will form 4 bonds, no? So in this only 3 bonds are formed with hybrid orbitals. 1 bond is formed with which is not participated in the hybridization. Which orbital? Pz will not participated in the hybridization. So here 1 bond it will form by overlapping. This carbon overlap with Pz which is not participated in the hybridization with another carbon atom which will not participated in the hybridization. So Pz overlap, it is partially overlap, very weak. This is the pi bond. But remaining all, see here carbon will form with this carbon with sp2. sp2 is the hybrid orbital. Here this carbon's sp2 is the hybrid orbital. And with hydrogen sp2 1s. sp2 1s. Are you clear? See carbon 4 covalent bonds. One with this carbon, one with hydrogen, another one with hydrogen, and also another one is also with carbon. With carbon 2 bonds, with hydrogen 2 bonds. So 4 completed, yes or no? See this carbon, 2 bonds with this carbon and 1 bond with hydrogen and another bond with hydrogen. With hydrogen it will form sp2s overlap. By that sigma bond will form. By this sp2 overlap, there are 3 sigma bonds in each carbon atom forming 3 sigma bonds. Each carbon atom forming how many? 3 sigma bonds and 1 pi bond. Why means there is double bond between 2 carbon atoms. Double bond means 1 single bond and 1 pi bond. If 1 pi bond is there means it is the weak bond. Are you clear? And here the bond angle is 120 degrees. The molecule which will form by the sp2 hybridization, its structure is trigonal planar. Are you clear? Are you remaining students these all? So which will undergo sp3 hybridization, its structure is tetrahedral. Which will undergo sp2 hybridization, its structure is trigonal planar. Now coming to the sp hybridization. Coming to sp hybridization means the hybrid orbitals are only 2. Those are s and p. Which are not participated in the hybridization, those are py and p. Coming to the example for this sp hybridization of carbon is ethane. It is also called as the acetylene. Ethane is also called as the acetylene and its chemical formula is C2H2. Means 2 carbon atoms and 2 hydrogen atoms. So carbon will combine with another carbon by triple bond and one hybrid. See here, carbon, how many hybrid orbitals are there? Only two, S and P. So it will form those bonds with one hydrogen and one carbon. So two sigma bonds. Each carbon, how many sigma bonds here? Two sigma bonds. But remaining two orbitals are not participated in the hybridization. They will partially overlap. They are very weak. So that's why they will form the pi bonds. In sp hybridization, how many pi bonds? There is a triple bond. That's why it will form two pi bonds. Are you clear? So during the sp hybridization, the molecule which is forming, if the bond angle is 180 degrees and its shape is planar. Are you clearing now? The carbon undergo three types of hybridizations. So students, carbon undergo three types of hybridizations: sp3, sp2, sp. During sp3, the hybridization which will form by the sp3, those structures are tetrahedral, which will form the compounds of carbon, which will form by sp2 hybridization. Those structure is trigonal planar, and the carbon atom which will formed by the hybridization of sp, those structures are planar. Okay, are you clear now? Hybridization, why they will the carbon undergo hybridization means to get the equal new orbitals consisting of equal energy and equal shape. Are you clear? So here for you, two important questions they will arise you. Why carbon will form covalent bond? Why not it will form ionic bond? Are you clearing? Why it will not form ionic bond? And one more question is, why carbon atom will undergo the hybridization? Why carbon atom undergo the hybridization? And but during the hybridization, or it will jumps from ground state to excited state. When it will enters into the excited state, how it will get the energy? That energy is the bond energy. It will get the energy from the bond formation. Are you clearing? This is very important question for you. When the electron during the carbon entering from ground state to excited state, it needs energy. Where that carbon will get that energy? For that, where it will get the energy? From the bond energy. It will get the energy from the bond formation. Okay. Next, students, the elements occur in nature in two or more different forms. That property is called as the allotropy. Are you clearing? The element which occurs in nature in two or more forms means in different physical form but same chemical properties and less than one or two physical properties. That's we call it as the allotropy. Here carbon exists allotropy. So carbon in nature it will exist in two or more forms. So carbon has the property of allotropy. The allotropy, not only carbon but the elements of carbon, then phosphorus will also have the allotropic form in nature. Sulfur is also allotropic form in the nature. Coming to the sulfur, there is the rhombic sulfur, monoclinic sulfur. Those are the allotropic forms of the sulfur. Phosphorus, white sulfurs, black sulfurs, red phosphorus, white phosphorus, black phosphorus. These are the allotropic forms of the phosphorus, which occurs in more than two forms in nature. Thus we call it as the allotrope. Here now we are discussing the allotropic form of carbon. Carbon will occurs in two forms of allotropy. One is amorphous. One allotropic form of carbon is amorphous and second is crystalline. Carbon allotropic forms are two types, amorphous and crystalline. Coming to the amorphous, coal. So carbon occurs in two types of allotropic forms. One is amorphous, another one is the crystalline. Coming to the amorphous, coal, coal tar, coke, lamp black. These are the forms of amorphous forms of carbon. Okay, means they are repeating. Now there is the crystalline structure of the carbon in our nature. Coming to the crystalline structure of the carbon, diamond, graphite, Buckminster Fullerenes and nanotubes. Coming to the diamond. Diamond is the one of the allotropic form of carbon. The carbon here in the diamond, the carbon binded with 4 carbon atoms by sp3 hybridization by sp3 heptacell and tetrahedral shape and the bond angle is 109 degrees 28 minutes. Are you clearing, students, here? So the diamond is made completely bonded with carbon, each carbon bonded with 4 carbon atoms under sp3 heptacell, and the arrangement is tetrahedral. The arrangement is tetrahedral. That's why the diamond is so hard and its refractive index also so high. Are you clearing? So the diamond will not react due to that structure. It will not react with acids. It will not react with electricity. Okay, it will not melt it. So the diamond, and also in a proverb in Telugu, Vajrani Vajrantone Koyali. So that much of hot it is. Okay, students. So the diamond is one of the allotropic form of carbon. And this point where you remember it, very important. Diamond is the bad conductor of electricity. It is the bad conductor of electricity, and it is arrangement is tetrahedral. It is the strongest material. Now, second allotropic form of the carbon. Coming to the crystalline, first form we discussed diamond, and second one is graphite. Diamond. The second allotropic form is, second crystalline allotropic form of carbon is graphite. Here, graphite is also bonded with carbon and carbon bonded with carbon, but yes, under sp2 arrangement. Under sp2 arrangement. Due to the sp2, under sp2 arrangement, there is one pi bond. Yes or no? That is the weak bond. That weak bond we call it as the deleterious pi bonds. Deleterious pi bonds. That's why they will disperse. Due to that weak force, the graphite will disperse into the layers. Those forces we call it, weak forces we call it as the London dispersion forces. Due to that weak forces, the graphite is the good conductor of electricity. Due to the deleterious pi bonds, graphite is the good conductor of electricity. And coming to the uses of graphite, this graphite is mainly used as a lubricants. It is used in the pencil leads, and it is a very good conductor of electricity. Are you clearing? And also see, when you write the pencil on the paper, when you remove it, easily will arrange with eraser. Why means it will not form strong bonds on the paper. That's why easily will remove it by the eraser. Why means it consisting of deleterious pi bonds. Okay, this is about the graphite. Now and this graphite consisting of very layers. So one atomic layer we call it as the graphene. 1 mm of graphite consisting of brilliance of graphenes. Brilliance of 1 millimeter thickness of graphite consisting of millions of graphenes. So one atomic unit of graphite we call it as the graphene. It is so 200 times stronger than steel. It is how many times? 200 times stronger than steel, and it is a good conductor of electricity. Okay, students. Now Buckminster, one more. The next form is the allotropic form is the Buckminster Fullerenes. This is also called as the buckyballs, and it is each carbon atom, each carbon molecule consisting of 60 carbon atoms, and it is in pentagonal and hexagonal rings, 12 pentagonal and 20 hexagonal rings. This buckyballs is used in the cancer treatment. It is used in the treatment of cancer. Okay. Next, one more allotropic form recently they discovered, that is the nanotubes. And these nanotubes will also, Buckminster Fullerenes also undergone sp2 heptacell only. Now nanotubes will also sp2 heptacell. These nanotubes is also the crystalline allotropic form of carbon. It is used as a good conductor of electricity, and it is used in the biomolecules, and it is also used to connect the components in the circuits instead of copper. Okay, students, today we discussed about the carbon, why it will find n number of compounds, and how it will undergo to form the compounds, it will undergo the hybridization and the types of hybridization. And this carbon in nature exists in more forms, that is called as the allotropic form. Those allotropic forms also we clearly discussed it. Next we are going to discussing about some more properties of the carbon compounds. Okay, thank you for your attention, students. Have a nice day.
ఉల్లంపూర్ మాన్సూన్ స్కూల్ గత నెల రోజుల నుంచి ఆన్లైన్ క్లాసులు చాలా సమర్థవంతంగా నిర్వహిస్తుంది. రాబోయే రోజుల్లో ఇలాంటి ఇబ్బంది ఎప్పుడు వచ్చినా కూడా ఆన్లైన్ టూల్స్తో విద్యాబోధన సమర్థవంతంగా చేసే విద్యా సంస్థ మన ఉల్లంపూర్ మాన్సూన్ స్కూల్. అందుకే ఉల్లంపూర్ మాన్సూన్ స్కూల్ అంటే తల్లిదండ్రులకు ఓ నమ్మకం, ఓ భరోసా.
మాంటిసోరీ స్కూల్.
మాంటిసోరీ స్కూల్ మారుతున్న కాలానికి తగ్గట్టుగా వసతులు పెంచుకుంటూ నూతన విద్యా విధానానికి అనుగుణంగా అధునాతన టెక్నాలజీ ఏర్పాటు చేసుకుంటూ అత్యుత్తమ విద్యా సంస్థగా ఎదిగింది. ఉల్లంపర్రు మాంటిసోరీ అంటే చదువులో నెంబర్ 1, ఆటలలో నెంబర్ 1, సాంస్కృతిక కార్యక్రమాలలో నెంబర్ 1.
విద్యార్థి ఆల్రౌండ్ డెవలప్మెంట్ కు చిరునామా ఉల్లంపర్రు మాంటిసోరీ స్కూల్.
ద లీడర్ ఇన్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్.